What's John Cena's problem? It is that John has no real problems. John can do whatever John wants to do. Ask Nikki Bella. John has no kids, no responsibilities, and soon he will have a bumpless, painless, free life in Hollywood. Is there really any tension or conflict seeing John pass the torch to someone else, whomever it is, for a meaningless match? Ric Flair at his retirement match, the tension was he didn't want to hang up his boots. Cena has already checked out a few Hollywood roles ago. It is no special attraction seeing John on his back again this year. There's no bragging rights being the eighth husband. So how do you get tension with a guy who has nothing to win and nothing to lose? Why would anyone bother to buy into this meaningless match? Let's start with what has. The greatest of all time, yet to have learned. John is loud and proud that he gets to be selfish and do whatever he wants. He is all about his schedule. And so relationships, if you can't find a way to hop onto his bullet train, he can't afford to slow down. How could John learn that this selfish track is a slow burning curse? Who could get through to him? Who could have the been there, done that t-shirt and burn marks that John would respect enough to listen to? Well, me, obviously. Who else has lived life more on their terms than me? Just maybe I'm the one person he'd respect enough. I will sit him down and tell him, be careful what you wish for. Maybe us humans aren't meant to be totally selfish. With no boundaries, we are bound to fall. John would politely listen at first, and just as he'd start to politely thank and dismiss me, I'd bulldoze over his voice, desperately trying to close him, saying, the best things in life are not the things that make you selfish, but selfless. I have a lot of regrets, and they all come from having no one able to tell me no, and doing whatever I wanted. And what do I have to show for it? Just a titanic tower of regret. The only thing I have left that is worth remembering are the things that I had to be selfless with. And I'd pull out a photo of my kids and grandkids. I'd tell him while putting my photos away, John, maybe you should have kids. John would say,
thank you, but no, and I do many, many make-a-wishes, and that's my selfless acts.
I'd tell him, okay, well, I tried the easy way. Now you will have to learn the hard way. The following week, John would find out. In a shocking twist, through lawyers or Trump, I got back my position back in the WWE. I'd informed John that there will be no retirement match for you. It's meaningless, and we have to move along. John says,
okay, well, you're the boss. I wish this could have ended differently, but I'm grateful.
Blah, blah, blah. The following week, John is in Hollywood in his movie trailer, and he gets a knock, and he is told the new producer wants to have a word with him. The new producer walks into John's trailer. John sees me, and I tell him, I own this studio now, and I'm shelving this film for now. John says,
you are the boss. I guess I have the free time to now go film this other TV show. Thank you.
Next week, I show up to his TV show set. I interrupt his scene and I tell him, hold on, I own this now too, and let's just say I'm shelving all his projects until John takes my advice seriously. And he will not make any movies or TV shows unless he does. John shows some signs of frustration and says,
what do you mean exactly? What do I have to do to be free of this bondage?
I kneel down and tell him sympathetically, John, you were my star pupil. I am afraid I steered you to be too much like me. I just don't want you to repeat the same mistakes. John says,
you're making a mistake now, thinking I haven't already seen your crash and adjusted accordingly. You're putting the brakes on and stopping me from working until I think about what you said, but I already thought about it. And I already do selfless acts, the many, many Make-A-Wish appearances. I do more of them than anyone, and those aren't even my kids. Vince, I appreciate your concern, but
I'd bulldoze over him again with, funny you should mention Make-A-Wish and not even your own kids. See, John, if you want to get your freedom back, this is what you'll have to go through. I want you to see the mess you left. Remember in Total Bellas, you had Nikki wrapped around your finger and told her you were too selfish to have a child. Knowing how bad she wanted your child, well, you left her no choice, and she went out and found another man to make a child with. But that man could never live up to you. Who could? And so That relationship was doomed to fail, and now poor Nikki has to take bumps again in the ring, older, divorced, and desperate to pay for the lonely child. It's tough being a single mom and having to go back to back-breaking work. Speaking of Make-A-Wish, then I'd play a clip of a Make-A-Wish Ask, where it's Nikki's kid saying their wish is for their mom to smile again, and only if John Cena stopped ghosting her and spent time with her again would cheer her up, and he'd like to spend time with John Cena too. He wonders what it would be like to have a man like you around in the house, how he'd sleep better. No more nightmares of his mom crying all alone or begging for spare change on the street. So, John, here are the nuts and bolts. Your last match is against me and my tag partner, Gunther. If we win, you must step up to the plate, like that talk show host Maury used to say before he'd reveal if you were the father, and make the single mom and the kid you abandoned wish come true.